What's up, guys? NBK commentators here to bring you guys the post-fight
finale show.
We like to take a moment of silence for the disappointments. Just T-bowing. It's okay.
Anyway.
Alright, so we're gonna start off the night with the bantamweight fight between Louis Gaudinov versus Gaudinot versus Johnny Little Fitch Bedford.
Little Fitch just raped him, essentially. Like, if he wanted to have sex with Gaudinot, Gaudinot can stop.
It was just the size that Gaudinot is a flyweight.
Yeah, Gaudinot's a flyweight. Bedford's a pretty big bantamweight for that matter, too.
Like,
so he was pretty much able to pick him apart on the feet, take him down whenever he wanted to, and he just punished him, essentially. Threw some brutal soccer kicks to the body when he finished the fight. Third round?
Yeah, third round TKO.
Yeah, third round TKO. Good for Bedford. He should be a solid prospect at a bantamweight.
Yeah.
The divisions are both divisions, bantamweight and featherweight, are pretty shallow. You know, so I thought this was a very good idea, putting all the fighters who made it into the house, aside from Akira Corsani, who did not compete on the finale. All the other fighters fought on the finale, and it was a good idea. Now you got an influx of talent into those divisions, which are relatively new to the UFC with the whole addition of coming to Fox. It'll just add more to those lighter weight divisions.
All right, and thank you.
Good job, Brutal.
And the next fight was Lil El Kukui Ferguson versus
the Thug Jitsu Master. Eve Edwards. Pretty good fight. It was really good, actually. We saw a lot from both fighters. We saw that Eve was more than capable of standing his own against Tony on the feet. I actually picked Tony to win by TKO. Eve proved me wrong. He was able to hold his own. He caught Tony a bunch of times. What caught me by surprise with Tony striking is he leaves himself wide open a lot when he comes in. I guess a harder hitter, you know, like, he's going to go to sleep. Like, if he fights Jeremy Stephens, Jeremy Stephens is going to hit him once, and he's going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was a pretty solid performance. You got anything to add?
You know, Tony Ferguson, like you said, you know, he does leave himself kind of open when he throws his punches. He actually ended up having a broken nose at the end of the fight. And, you know, he came out with the decision, which I think was kind of a bad decision. They said 30-27.
Yeah, two of the judges, I think, scored a 30-27.
I think it was 29-28.
Yeah, you can't deny Eves won one round. I think it was the third we both agreed.
Yeah, I think he won.
He won the third round. But Tony's got a lot of room for improvement. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He is probably one of the more talented, tough winners within the past 3 to 4 seasons, I'd say, other than the people who actually won that night.
Yeah.
Trains at Death Clutch, good camp for wrestling. He's gonna be he's gonna have a good future at lightweight.
Yeah. So on the next fight was the bantamweight TUF 14 final between TJ Duck Dillashaw,
the draft dodger,
versus John
the Magician Dodson. Dodson. There's a reason why Dillashaw didn't want to fight Dodson.
He got knocked out,
and that reason was proved Saturday night.
Yeah.
He was timid on the feet. Dodson was way too fast, way too athletic for him.
It's just weird because he's small and he's a flyweight, so he's able to use his speed to get into angles.
He's just a very athletic guy, and he was just able to use that to his advantage. And he used that and the fact that Dillashaw was afraid of him. I don't care what you say, TJ. I don't care what you say either. Uriah, I like you. You're up here. Yeah. You know, I like you, but your boy was clearly frightened by this man, and for good reason. The dude's a beast. He knocked him out.
Like first round.
It was the first round. I can't remember the exact minute or whatever. There was some complaints that it was an early stoppage.
No.
I think
he stood him up again.
Yeah, I think the only reason he actually got back up is because Dodson stopped punching him.
Yeah.
But good for Dodson. He's going to be very good at bantamweight, I'd say. Even more so when the UFC does implement their flyweight division within the next year. He's going to be a force. I can see him definitely contending for a title at flyweight.
Yeah.
Dillashaw, he's solid. I mean, he trains at a good camp at Team Alpha Male.
With his monkey style.
With all those guys, Master Tong. Who else is there? Uriah, Benavidez,
Mendez,
who's
fighting for the title.
Yeah, it's a good camp there. He'll be very good at bantamweight as well. There's a lot of alpha male guys at bantamweight now. You got all Faber, Benavidez, and now Dillashaw.
Yeah,
a lot of dudes. Anyway.
Next fight was
Diego Brandao versus Dennis the Menace Bermudez.
In one of the fights, we were very disappointed in.
I was sad. I was going for Bermudez. And
we were. And he caught
Diego with a huge punch, but before that, he was actually pressing. At the start of the fight, Diego and Bermudez was pressing the action, so he had Diego off his rocker a little bit. Diego didn't look too comfortable, but he got caught with a punch coming in.
Yeah,
Diego dropped.
He has some great recovery.
Yeah, Bermudez got right back up from the punch and kept throwing. Essentially,
yeah.
He ended up catching Diego when he came in with a punch and dropped him. It looked like the fight was going to end right there with some follow-up ground and pound from Bermudez. Bermudez was throwing. He was throwing. He just
left his arm
too relaxed and left his arm in. And Diego, for that split second, the arm was there. Diego is a wizard. Got the arm, flipped him through, and got the tap.
And it was kind of a dick move after the fight because he held on to their arm for a lot longer, and he kicked him when he was getting up.
I didn't see that.
Well, that's just me. I saw that.
Well, anyway, it was a great fight. Good one-round fight. Yeah. They both went at it. They both are going to have solid careers at 145.
I think Dennis will have a better one. But, Diego, he has some promise. He has a lot of promise.
Oh, Diego has a lot of promise.
His style of fighting is not good for your chin.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this. He's been knocked out quite a few times.
Yeah.
As stunning as he's looked on the show, he's nowhere near the caliber of Jose Aldo, Chad Mendez, the top tier of the division.
You give him those guys, though.
There's a lot of talk that he's already up there. He's the second coming of Jose Aldo. Let's kick back, man. He won the Ultimate Fighter. Relax. Yeah. Good for him. I mean, I'm sure he'll be up there eventually. Both of them, I think, will both be up there for the title. They both have a lot of promise. And it adds a new flair to featherweight. Yeah. Good for them.
And the main event was a 5-round.
All right, I'm leaving. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. It was a 5-round fight between Jason Mayhem Miller versus Michael the Cut Bisping. There's nothing much to say. Mayhem gassed out after the first round. Did get a takedown, but he gassed out after the first round. Very disappointing loss to that. And in the second fight,
you're still talking about this?
Yes. And the second round came along, and he cannot get the takedown. After that, we were just like, he's not.
I think Mayhem spent more energy getting into the octagon than he did inside the octagon.
Yeah, and also his stand-up
is trash.
Like I
like you, Mayhem, but you really need to work on that. Yeah. Man, that was awful. But looked good. Bisping looked good. I mean, the second round he was stuffing Miller's takedowns, just picking him apart with superior striking.
Third round,
Miller was just gassed. Bisping was noticeably tired as well.
Yeah.
So both clearly did not train very hard. I don't know if Mayhem didn't train very hard. He's gone 5 rounds. He went 5 rounds with Jake Shields and almost submitted him. It's hard to think that Mayhem wouldn't come in with gas. I really think it was an adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy. You fucked up. You should have won, man.
It's just that's not. What also disappointing me is what's also disappointing me is what we've heard from
underground forums and stuff that Mayhem might not even get another chance in the UFC.
Because
Dana White, it really seems like Dana doesn't like him. There's a couple of reasons you look it up yourself, but it seems like Dana doesn't really care for Mayhem that much, and that he might get cut from the UFC.
You gave him a top 10 middleweight in the world.
Yeah, no, you look at it, when Mayhem first signed with the UFC, he was supposed to fight Aaron Simpson at UFC 132. Yeah, right here. But then he filled in for the Ultimate Fighter against Bisping, who is a top 10 middleweight in the world. Okay, as much as I hate Michael Bisping, I mean he's a top 10 middleweight. Yeah. He wouldn't beat Vitor or Sonnen or the top cream of the crop, right? But he's up there.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he was supposed to fight that in his comeback fight, and you give him this guy. Like, what do you expect? Like, I'm sure he very well could have won the fight, but yeah. I don't think he deserves to be cut. If he has another performance like that, yeah, kick him to the curb. But after that, come on now. And that Bisping won, moves himself closer to a title shot. It looks like Munoz and Chael's tied up with Mark Munoz right now. So if Anderson comes back sooner than expected,
we could see
Bisping versus Silva, and we could have a death in the octagon.
Yeah, someone will die, and it will be Bisping.
Bisping will die.
Yeah, let's do that in England.
All right.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I've already given up my soul for this, so I gotta go.
Oh, no bet. We all had the same people winning and losing. So, I shake your hand. No bet.
Yes. Well, that ends this video. Check out our UFC 140
pre-fight show coming up very soon. It'll be there, and then we will have obviously we will also have the UFC 141 show up. Let us get something for you. We'll have
there you go.
We will have both of those up very soon. And then we're looking for, at the beginning of next year, we hope to have an award show and see a lot of stars here.
Yes.
Accepting their NBs. awards.
The Envy's awards. I'm
All right.
respecting my boy here.
Time for us to go.
Peace!